You will leave this video with 12 frameworks you can use to find so many business ideas you just can't stop. Each framework is idiot-proof. Even I can follow them and produce a list of hundreds of 7, 8, and 9-figure business opportunities. And like doing a bicep curl, over time you're going to work your business idea muscle right here in the back of your head until you find that one that just might change your life. This stuff is literally my job. I run Half Baked, the world's #1 business idea newsletter. We send you 2 business ideas every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's completely free, and I'll leave the link below if you want to subscribe after. So let's get into it. For each framework, I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. I'm going to give you some examples and one unique idea that you can steal from me based on that framework. Framework 1 is the problem first mindset. Stop thinking in nearly had a stroke there. Stop thinking in solutions and start thinking in problems. This is where you observe the world around you and start thinking in terms of problems that people face in their everyday lives. Then you derive a solution that directly addresses that problem, making it effective and accessible to those who need it. For example, one problem that was identified was travelers not being able to afford accommodation and homeowners looking to make a little bit of extra income. And the solution to that was Airbnb, a way for travelers to get cheaper and more accessible accommodation than hotels and allowed homeowners to make a little bit of extra cash. Another problem, finding it very difficult to ride and hail with taxis and not really knowing exactly what the status of your taxi ride was when you ordered it. That problem led to Uber. The next problem was ineffective communication and collaboration between large teams, especially when they work remotely. Email just didn't cut it. That led to Slack, which is WhatsApp tailored for bigger companies, which is another framework we're going to talk about later. Now, one very important distinction that we need to make when it comes to this framework is to think in terms of benefits and not features. A feature is like the characteristic of a product, like the like button on the TikTok feed. The benefit is the positive outcome that users gain as a result of that feature. So the like button feature gave the benefit of being able to tell people you liked their content. And when you start thinking feature first, you run the risk of developing a product that nobody cares about. If a feature does not lead to a core benefit, it's redundant. Here's your bonus framework 1 idea courtesy of Half Baked. The problem is that caffeinated drinks come from very unhealthy sources like energy drinks and Starbucks coffees. The solution would be to create a healthy caffeinated drink like water. Healthy caffeinated water brand. If Liquid Death can do it, so can you. Framework 2, trend jacking, which is capitalizing on emerging trends to gain a competitive advantage. Find a whale and become a barnacle on that whale. This was said by businessman Andrew Wilkinson, and what he means by barnacle on a whale is hitching your business onto a fast-growing trend or company. It's like catching a ride with a giant. You use their momentum to boost your growth and you can get noticed without having to do too much work upfront. Andrew Wilkinson did this himself with Shopify. He saw the massive trend in e-commerce, identified Shopify as a leading platform, and then started designing custom templates for Shopify merchants. He positioned his company as the #1 player in e-commerce website design and took off from there. Another example of this is that during the pandemic, there was a huge surge in demand for online education, and as a result, a company called GoStudent took huge advantage. They pivoted their entire company and positioned themselves as the leading figure for online education for students. Another example of this is BuzzFeed, RIP, but at the time they utilized Facebook's growth to grow themselves by posting on the platform. And this allowed them to position themselves as a major content distributor because Facebook were pushing their content to loads of people. Here's your bonus idea for framework 2, courtesy of Half Baked. The whale in this case is podcasts, and the barnacle is to create podcast versions of business case studies for business schools. Sounds niche. It is, but there's a lot of money in it. Framework 3 is remixing, taking a concept in one market and applying it to another. Step 1 is to spot an idea. So identify a successful product, service, business model, whatever it is in a specific industry. Step 2 is to figure out what's working, take it to another market, and then tailor it according to whatever industry you're bringing it into. Original idea, Uber connecting drivers and riders via a mobile app. Remixed idea, DoorDash connecting riders and people who wanted food delivered to them. Original idea, Magazine subscriptions. People pay a monthly fee and they have a magazine delivered to their door. Remixed idea. Dollar Shave Club charging a monthly fee to have razors delivered to your door every month. Original idea. Boutique fitness classes in gyms that got people to come in and do spinning. Remixed idea. Peloton, bringing personalized spinning classes to your home. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 3 brought to you by Half Baked. Original idea, Airbnb, a platform that allows people to rent out space in their home for other people that want to stay there. Remixed idea, a platform that allows people to rent out space in their home for people that want to store stuff. That could be a good one. Framework 4, re-niching, applying a broad concept to a specific niche market. There are 3 really easy steps to this. Step 1 is to identify a concept. Make sure you identify a successful concept. Step 2 is to find a niche within this concept whose needs are not fully met by the broad concept. Step 3 is to tailor that concept specifically towards that niche and solve their problems. We have 3 really good examples for this. An original broad service would be Google Analytics, which offers website analytics at a broad scale. And the reniched version of this was Triple Whale. They saw that Google Analytics did not satisfy the needs of e-commerce companies, so they built a specific platform tailored to get all of the metrics you need to know when it comes to running an e-commerce store. Broad idea number 2, MailChimp. They offered a load of services in the realm of email marketing. Reniched idea, Beehive. They tailored towards people who specifically wanted to start newsletter websites. They offer tools and analytics that specifically cater for this audience and allows them to grow their newsletter more and more. I should know, we use it for Half Baked. Broad concept number 3 is WordPress. This was an incredibly powerful tool that helped people create a website. A reniched version of this was Squarespace. Squarespace was specifically designed for people that had no idea how to code or to use a content management system online. What's unique about Squarespace is that instead of picking a niche market within that segment, they actually opened that segment up to a greater audience of people. If you can do the same with something else, you know you're onto a winner. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 4, courtesy of Half Baked. Original idea, LinkedIn, a broad jobs platform. Reniched idea, a startup jobs platform specifically for people that want to get jobs at high growth startups to get a big equity package. Framework number 5, Geoarbitrage. This is spotting something that's working successfully in one market and then introducing it to another. 3 steps to this. The first step is to identify a successful product that is thriving in one area or region. Step 2 is to find a new market where this idea has not been introduced yet and has some potential. Step 3 is to adapt that idea to make it fit for the cultural, economic, and regulatory environment that you're entering. Original idea, Lululemon, a high-quality, community-eccentric leisure brand. Geoarbitrage idea, Gym Plus Coffee, applied the same concepts that worked very well for Lululemon in the Irish and UK market. There are literally companies whose entire business model is to apply what is working in one region and build it for the next region. Geoarbitrage is their strategy. Don't fix what's not broken. There are hundreds of other examples of geoarbitrage, so let's move on to the original idea for this framework brought to you by Half Baked. Original idea, Brian Johnson's Blueprint Protocol. He is rolling out a meal kit service that allows people to eat the same way he does. Geoarbitrage idea. It's not available in Europe. There you go. Framework 6. Excel or Notes. This is transitioning from basic tools to a specialized software for efficiency and optimization. Step 1 is to identify a basic tool usage, and common places to find this are on Excel spreadsheets or iPhone notes, or Android if you like that. Step 2 is to find a specialized software solution that handles the tasks that you do on Excel or Notes more efficiently. One example, and I guarantee you've done this yourself, is using your notes on your phone to make a to-do list. And the specialized solution built as a result of this was an app called Todoist and millions more. They took the original concept of a to-do list and, supercharged it. The second example of this were companies that used Excel spreadsheets to monitor cash flow. The downside of this is that they're quite cumbersome and error prone. One guy recognized this and built a company called Flow, which integrates with your accounting software to automate the entire process so you can get a top level view of your cash flow without having to do any work. Another thing that companies used to use Excel spreadsheets for was to monitor customer interactions and see what stage they were in the sales process. It's an absolute nightmare, and the transition from that was HubSpot, a company that helped other companies manage their customer relations, and so many other things. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 6, courtesy of Half-Baked. Original idea, a trend that happened on TikTok where males would make a list on their phone of important dates and elements of their relationship with their spouses. Specialized software. Create an app that acts as a personal assistant for your relationship. Framework number 7, regulation changes. This is leveraging some changes in law that yield new business opportunities. Step 1 is to monitor the regulation or law changes within specific industries. Step 2 is to look for opportunities within those law changes that might open up new opportunities within your market. And step number 3 is to capitalize on that cash cow and make as much money as you can before everyone else catches up. Sorry, that was incredibly impulsive. One very obvious regulation change in the US was the legalization of cannabis for medicinal and recreational use. This shift genuinely created a brand new market overnight. And as a result, loads of businesses were started overnight to fit those needs, like dispensaries, software providers, supply chain management tools, and people that helped build the infrastructure around it. Another interesting regulation change that happened in August 2022 was the fact that you can now sell certain hearing aids without the need of a prescription from a medical professional. Something like that anyway. The opportunity now is that there is going to be increased demand for hearing aids and opportunities for new types of hearing aids to enter the market without having to go through any regulatory approval. And as a result, we're seeing lots of new hearing aid products come into the market. Another regulation change, governments all over the world incentivizing companies to move to renewable energy. As a result, there are now many more opportunities within this market, which allows for more companies in this space to launch. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 7, courtesy of Half-Baked. The regulation change is that e-cigarettes around the world are going to be banned very soon. The opportunity is that lots of people are going to quit, which means that nicotine gum specifically targeted at people who smoke e-cigarettes would do very well in the market. Oh, that screen went off. Damn. Okay, anyway, on to bigger and better things. Framework number 8 is the alternative business model. This is simply just innovating with a new business model for an existing product or service. Simply put, a business model is just how you make money. If you run a lemonade stand, your business model is buy the lemons for 50 cents and sell it for $2. If you're Netflix, your business model is to charge people a monthly fee to access your platform. If you're Airbnb, you charge a service fee for every booking on the platform. Step 1 is to analyze products that are working particularly well in a market and understand their business model. Step 2 is to identify a different way you can charge and deliver for that product. One of the best examples of this in history was that traditionally people used to buy music via CDs or online per song. And the innovative business model there was Spotify. Instead of paying per song, you just paid a monthly subscription to them and you got access to all of the songs they had in their library. Another example of this is food purchasing. People used to have to go to the supermarket to buy their groceries to make their meals. HelloFresh offered a different perspective where you didn't have to leave your house, and instead of paying every time you went to the supermarket, you just pay them a monthly fee and they deliver all of the ingredients you need to make your dinner. This is my favorite one. As someone who runs a couple of businesses, I pay an awful lot in monthly subscription fees. Whenever we sign up for a service, we generally pay a monthly fee, like we rent it. We don't own it. But at 37 Signals, run by Jason Fried, they are developing competing products, and instead of paying a monthly subscription, you just pay the once. And when you pay that, you own it forever. That's an example of someone taking advantage of this framework. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 8, courtesy of Half-Baked. Original idea, gym memberships. Alternative business models. Gym memberships that you pay for every year and you're only charged for the days you did not go to the gym. I genuinely think that will do so well. Framework 9 is my favorite framework, but before I get onto it, I do want to say if you are enjoying this video, you will absolutely adore Half-Baked. Honestly, we have nearly 7,000 ambitious savages subscribed to it at the moment. They get 2 business ideas every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we've already seen some people take those ideas and start successful companies out of it, which is amazing. Framework number 9 is order effects, and this is understanding the rippling effects of a decision or an event beyond the immediate outcomes. What do I mean by that? You have first order effects, something that is direct and immediately affected upon a decision or an event. Then you have second order effects. These are outcomes as a result of the first order effects. And then you have third order effects, which are far removed from the first order effects, but still are affected in a way that you can capitalize on it. Let me give you an example. First order effect, the growing interest in using AI-powered solutions. Business taking advantage, OpenAI. They built ChatGPT, an AI-powered chatbot that allows people to perform a huge range of tasks. Second order effect, the increased need for AI integration services that allow people to take advantage of ChatGPT within their own products. Businesses taking advantage of this are ones like Zapier that allow people to connect seamlessly between different platforms. Another first order effect, the increased demand for buying and selling cryptocurrencies. A company taking advantage of this is Coinbase, a platform that allows for the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies easily. Second order effect, the heightened need to secure your cryptocurrency within secure assets. Companies taking advantage of this, MetaMask, Ledger. Another first order effect, the growing interest of the population investing in their health. One company taking example of this are these guys, Whoop. They offer personalized wearables that allow you to track your health. Second order effect, the surge in technology that enables all of this tracking, like MyFitnessPal to monitor calories and macros, or products like 8 Sleep, which is a mattress to help you sleep better. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 9, courtesy of Half-Baked. First order effect, self-driving cars. They're going to become a thing. Second order effect, people are not going to be as involved with driving anymore, which means there's need for a brand new entertainment system to come into cars for people when driving long distances in an autonomous way. Should have taken a bigger breath before saying that. Framework 10 is 1 + 1 = 100. Rapid business expansion through leverage. Step 1 is to identify a business that has an awful lot of potential but is currently being limited by a specific factor. Step 2 is to identify those factors and pair them with your own strengths, such as skill, network, or industry knowledge, and use those strengths to amplify the business past its current limitations. I have 2 good examples of this. The first example is a company called Shepherd. They're an overseas talent headhunter. They allow people from Western societies make use of talent in Eastern societies at a cheaper rate than they would pay at home. Then we have Sean Puri. He's an entrepreneur and podcaster that runs the My First Million podcast, and he has so many people within his audience that would purchase the product that Shepherd has. Therefore, Shepherd plus Sean is equal to 100. Without changing the product at all, they double the business overnight. Another example of this that you see so often in, say, e-commerce is that you have a company that is manufacturing a product and the majority of its costs is some raw material that's really expensive. Then you have another party who is very involved in this industry and knows an alternative supplier or knows how to negotiate a better rate for the company. 1 + 1 = 100. Whatever the company saves as a result of the expertise of the new person coming in is pure profit. Since this framework is specific to your industry knowledge, expertise, and network, I don't really have any concrete examples here for you. To make up for it, here's what I would look like if I were in the mosh pit of a Metallica concert. Framework number 11, legacy boosting. This is legacy businesses or concepts that are posed to take advantage of an existing trend or technology. Step 1 is to identify emerging trends and technologies that are going to affect a specific market. Step 2 is to analyze the value chain of these trends and understand what legacy businesses are integral to the deployment of that new trend. One example of this is self-driving cars, and when Elon Musk used to take his Tesla cars out for a test drive on a Sunday, he would see that in specific points of the road the car would go all over the place. And what they realized was that it was because the road markings in those locations were not painted correctly. So as a result, road line painting services are going to become much more important in the future as we move to autonomous driving. Trend number 2 are telehealth services. This is where people are doing consultations online via Zoom with their doctors. And as a result, medical equipment suppliers are going to be much more in demand to help people become more accustomed to doing home health solutions. Example number 3, remote working. This has enabled an awful lot of home office suppliers to tailor their solutions specifically for people in the home. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 11 courtesy of Half Baked, and this is my favorite idea in the entire video. Here's a trend. Travel influencers showing off how amazing their vacations are. Legacy boosting. A travel agent that allowed people to copy the exact itinerary of their favorite travel influencers. Framework number 12, the popular features framework. This is identifying a feature within a specific product that might have the potential to become its own standalone product. Step 1 is to look at your favorite products and analyze what features within those products are the most popular. Step 2 is to evaluate whether that specific feature is able to be its own standalone product, not just from a usability standpoint, but from a business model standpoint. Can you make money from it? The best example that I heard from this via a Paul Graham Reddit post was Reddit. This guy had a website and he noticed that an awful lot of traffic was coming from one specific website. When he went onto that website, he found that the majority of that traffic came from one specific feature on the side of this blog, which was popular features, popular posts. He then took that feature to the Reddit founders and they founded Reddit, the front page of the internet. Here's your bonus idea for Framework 12 courtesy of Half Baked. Before I do, remember, Half Baked, subscribe. Feature within a product, Clubhouse, and the live audio chat rooms. Idea stemming from that feature is a platform where users can create specific audio rooms to watch live sport events. That's it. They're all the frameworks that we use to come up with loads of business ideas for our newsletter. If you have any frameworks that I have missed, do let me know down below. I would be very happy to see them. That's all from me. We'll see you in the next one. Slán and stay hydrated.